Hi there, welcome on Portmanist channel. I'm French and this is my first podcast in English, and I hope that it will be understandable and that you will appreciate it. Today I want to talk about my love for Stephen West. I want to make that podcast in English because I already made some podcasts in French about sewing and knitting, and when I post about my Speaker and Pop Mysterical, there were a lot of likes from everywhere in the world. I don't know where exactly, and I already wanted to do podcast in English, but that exchange that the hashtag Mysterical Stephen West Mysterical made, that wanted it. That was what made me want to really make this podcast. I think it won't be too laborious, and I hope. I hope you will understand. I already say that. So first, I told you about my doodler. So then first, I want to tell you that I already knitted when I was young with my grandmother, and flat knittings for babies, something like that, or scarves, but I never went in real knitting, in real addicted knitting. And when I discovered modern knitting and when I discovered Ravelry, I fell in love with Stephen West, and not Stephen West himself, but the designs and the style, and how he accepts his love for colors, for pattern mixings and print mixings and all that. And it was a real revelation for me that yes, I can wear what I want. I can wear the colors I want. I can mix all the colors if I want. What is it that rule that you can just have 3 colors? And when they say 3 colors in a row, they say just black, white, and 1 color. No, I don't like that. That's a kind of rule. So I like colors, and it was really the revelation when I saw Stephen West. And when you see in Ravelry his patterns from the oldest to the newest, you see the evolution in the acceptation of the love of color. So when I realized that, yes, I think he already liked color, but maybe he didn't assume that I knew that I can't make the same cheminement. Maybe someone know what always cheminement in English, I don't know, but the evolution in my mind, and it will be laborious, but I will do it. Okay? Are you still there? So I asked for my husband in my wish list for birthday and something like that. I asked for this, and despite the fact that he doesn't like colors, he's like a black weird man, and is rock and roll, and he likes to wear black and leather and something like that. But he wears flowered skirts, shirts, flowered shirts that I make for him. He likes that, but it's always a little dark. But he gave me this, so I ordered it in on Stephen and Penelope e-shop. So when you buy this, it's the same price to buy the book or the ebook. It's the same. And when you buy the book, the paper book, you got a code, a coupon code to download the ebook. But you pay for the transport, postal, you know, when the book arrived from Amsterdam to my home in France. Okay, I don't remember. Shipping! Yes. You pay for the shippings, but it's like 10. And of course, I made a purchase of yarn. It's obvious. I think I know just that word in English because I put it 3 or 4 times, but it will be better if I train. Okay? And I wanted to do the Dodler. The Dodler shawl, because it's the one I fall in love. So I bought some undercover yarn at Stephen and Penelope, and I mixed it with the yarn I already so undercover water, it's this speckle, this wonderful speckled yarn. There is into it white, pink, blue, purple, green, and some speckles, little speckles of yellow. And I had already this, and this one. It's from Ikemade. It's a French indie dyer, but I'm sorry, she only sell in fairs, in knitting fairs and something like that in France. So I'm not sure that you can purchase online. I'm sorry about that, but I don't know how to contact her either. She's from Grenoble. It's near my home. And this one, it's Plassard, alpaca from Plassard. And there is no more of the purple one. So this is my Dodler. And what it's absolutely, you see? The speckles, there is a fade in the speckles. First there were a few speckles, and the more you go in the yarn, the more speckles there are. And it's wonderful, amazing, and it was a totally surprise, because when you purchase it, or when you scan it, you cake it. Even when you cake it, you don't see it. You don't see the gradient in the speckles. So it was a totally surprise, but a very good surprise. I love it. For me, it's a basic. Oh, you'll tell. A basic of what? It's green, it's pink, it's bright pink and dark purple. So it's not totally a basic. But for me, with what I wear, I think it can do this everywhere and everything. So I wear it every time, every day. But it's because I have just one shawl. And when I saw the Dodler that I love, no, first I talk about the Dodler, but I think you know it. It's not very. It's a very well-known pattern from Stephen West, so maybe if you're there, you already know it. But it's with short rows, just short rows, not German short rows, not twin short rows or nothing like that. It's just short rows and yarn overs to make the holes, the small holes. Yes, it's small holes. For Stephen West, this is small holes. And a cable, a very beautiful cable, a garter stitch cable. No, yes, garter. Yes, garter stitch cable and a garter stitch border it's like a wave, and it looks like a shell. So what I learned into that, I didn't learn very much because I already knew how to make short rows, and short rows, it's not very difficult to understand, but because it just don't finish the row and turn, just like that. So it's not technically very difficult. I already made some cable, so technically it's not very simple because there is a lot of things to do. Oh yes, what I learned to do with this is I-cord, and I love the way it's very easy to pick up all the stitches when you have an I-cord border. So I learned to make an I-cord while you need an I-cord cast on, an I-cord bind off, and an I-cord while you knit, because this one, it's a border, so it's while you knit it in the same time of the row. The final I-cord bind off is very, very, very long. It was very long because it was my first bind off in I-cord, so it was very long. When I saw the doubler and I knew I wanted to do it, I thought if only I made it in Mysterical, because I followed the Mysterical, but I didn't make it. I didn't do it because I was very new at knitting. But I saw the progressions of the people knitting it, and I said, oh, it looks amazing. It looks very interesting to do a Mysterical. And when I knitted it, I wished I had made it in Mysterical because it's so original. It's a very original construction. There is no one like this. No other show like this. So next, so two years after, I wanted to subscribe for the Mysterical this year. So I made my Speckle and Puffs, and I show you my Speckle and Puffs, which is finished. It's very big. For me, it's very big. Yeah. So this is. So you first knit this circular scarf, then a short row section slip with a slip stitch pattern, and then you have a border section with big holes and garter stitch and brioche. So la consigne. So you will learn French words also. If you want to know what I mean, you search on Google what consigne means. Okay. The requirements Stephen West made, it was to have a fade of 3 main colors and 1 skein each, and then 5 color pops, 20 grams each. So if you don't want to use several colors but just one, you can take a skein. I don't know how many. I know many of the main colors I used because I used everything of the 3 skeins. I use absolutely everything with the 3 skeins. But for the speckles, I don't know. Oh, I waited. Wait. So it's 378 grams in total. So I used 78 grams for all the pops. Not all the pops have exactly the same amount, because there is this one, but you can adjust and change, adjust to whatever you want. It was really fun to knit it, and also the pattern is very original, and there is no one like that. Also, like the doodler, like for the doodler, and it's very original that there is some crochet holes. So you see, this is big holes, this is small holes, and small holes, big holes. It's very techniques. There is a lot of techniques. I learned slip stitch, brioche stitch. It was my first brioche stitch. You can skip the brioche section and use just this garter stitch, 2 colors garter stitch. Yeah, the garter stitch here. It's not 2 rows of each colors. It's like stripes, but you make 1 row of 1 color, and then you go back to the same end, and you knit the same row again with another color. So it's not 2 rows stripe, but it's just 1 row stripes. And you can just have the garter stitch here in place of the brioche. My French accent is coming back. First I try to have a good English accent, or English, or American, or I don't know what is my accent. But when it becomes difficult. So I make it short. You have this fade and color. So when I started, I chose the fade very well, to fade the one, and with the pop you don't see so much the fade. I thought first. But when it was finished, I said, yes, it's very beautiful. Maybe my contrast is not very big between all the yarns, because when you, for the brioche, it's not a big contrast, but it's beautiful, is it? Okay? I think it's beautiful. And I decided to use the same colors for all the crocheted holes, because I thought it was enough of colors. And even the I-cord bind off, I think I could have make it just 1 color, maybe the blue one, because I think this is too much for me. It's too much, but that's okay. I will wear it. And this one, I think it's a better. It's a thing you can wear with everything. I think I can wear it with everything, because the colors, the main colors are neutral, and even if you have the pops, they are so different, each one, that you can wear it with everything. You can, with this neutral outfit, because I like to wear colors, but I also like to wear neutral outfits. I have this orange red jean. I think it's very beautiful, and you can wear it. The better, what it's beautiful, it's that round shape. I'll put put the photo picture. It's round, so it's perfect to put on shoulders, just like that. If you don't know how to wear a shawl, I recommend you to see the video of Stefan West about how to wear a shawl. It's very instructive. And on shoulders, it's very easy to wear. To wrap it around your neck. There is a little tension here because of that. But you can just do it. I like it. I like it very much. The blocking is very important here. I'm not a fanatic of blocking. That's when I finish a shawl, I see if it needs it or not, because sometimes I like when it's I think you will understand with I like when it's I don't know. But sometimes I like when there is a drape, and you see when you finish the shawl at here, you need to expand because it's all like it's like a gather if you don't block very well. But if you block and violent blocking, you expand the holes and the chevron border, and it's very, very beautiful. It was difficult, but I'm happy I made it. I want to speak about the yarns. So this is a Icomate yarn with lurex inside, but I think you won't see it. It's my color 3. For my color 2, I used Dasman Shaft skein. I don't remember the color. I put it here, I think, in the subtitles. We have a shop in Grenoble that's named Lanae Tricot, and Lanae have a e-shop, and I think you can purchase it. You can purchase from abroad, because she make a sale in Japan recently, so I think you can buy it if you want. But this one, the Dasman Shaft, you can buy it directly on Dasman Shaft website, because it was just an event sale. There is no Dasman Shaft at Lanae Tricot. It was just a one-day sale at the shop. It's a German brand, Indie Dyer, that I discovered at Lanae at this sale at Lanae Tricot, and there is a lot of wonderful colors and different bases, and it's very beautiful. And this one is a French Indie Dyer, which is named Arcoiris yarn. It's 100% merino, superwash, 100%, sorry, I'm sorry, 100% merino superwash. The name is, I don't know, remember the name of the color, but she don't make it again. But what I have to say is that the base is very, very smooth, and it's a very good base. It's so soft. It's very, very soft, and I love it. I think it's my favorite one in texture. This one is my favorite one in color, but I'll put some pictures of the skein and of the cake, because you don't see very well how it is here. And the speckles are some. This is Icomate, so it's Icomate. It's a German Indie Dyer, but who lives in France, near Grenoble. But I don't know where you can buy. So that's all. This is my leftovers of Plaza Alpaca. This one is Malabrigo sock, a leftover of previous shows that maybe I will talk you another time if I do another English podcast. And this one is the blue one is from a gradient of Icumade also. I just put the darker end. And this one is one I made because I wanted to try dyeing. It's with I wanted neon yellow, but I didn't find it in small, and I didn't want to pay shipping fees for just one small, and I didn't need to have other things. 26 minutes, it's nearly finished. Okay, here I am again. So I was talking about this. So I ordered skeins of natural wool and Rit dyeing, and they make my yellow. It's not as neon as I wanted, but it's okay. I think it's neon, and you can. It's not very bright. It's not like the neon eject fibers and something like that, but it's very, very. It's okay. It's okay. I forgot to say that if you want to do the Speckle and Pop show, Stephen West published a decay version, a Schlanket version in decay, and with a lot of with 6 skeins of decay. And if you want to make it, I think it allows a lot of variations in colors. The requirements of Stephen West was the shade and the pops, the fade and the pops. But if you want to have just one main color, or just a fade of colors, but just one color of pops, I think it's possible. It allows you a lot of possibilities, and it's very interesting for that. And I just want to make another. I will not, because I have a lot of other projects, but doing this in Mysterical just make me a lot of ideas for other ones, and I love this. It's very beautiful. Okay, so that's all. So maybe I will talk to you again about other patterns, and maybe I'll talk to you again about other waist knits, because I bought the Lumpy Space, the Lumpy Space pattern, the Excuse Me hat, and the Drangue sweater when for his birthdays. He's 29 years old, and he make a 29% of his patterns. So I bought a lot, and I have already all the patterns in that book. In that book, what I wanted to do, I like this one, Exploration Station. I like the Excuse Me shawl, and I think that I make the Excuse Me shawl for my mom. And for the moment that's all, but it's already a lot. So voilà, et voilà. You understand this, I know. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, you can subscribe, and you can make a blue thumb, put a blue thumb, because so I knew that you liked it, and maybe I make another. You can put comments. I think I have to to watch more English podcasts to train for better talking. But thank you very much, and see you later, maybe. Bye.